So, hi, I am Marley. Welcome to my channel. I've changed it from Autistic Empath 1001 to Wheel of Mirrors. And hello, this is the first time I'm doing this setup like this. This is the second time I'm going live. First time I went live, I did art. There's literally nobody in here right now, but I'm just gonna go. I have a lot of decks, and I've seen how the cussing card slinger tarot does her setup, and I really like how she does it. I'm standing up right now because I'm looking at the live screen, but I'm gonna have to sit down soon. Oh, you can see my stomach. Okay. So let's see. All right. So what am I gonna declutter? I have Oracle and Tarot, and I'm just gonna go through and just, and also the cussing card slinger, she does a thing where she has a purgatory. And in the purgatory, she will use those cards until she decides whether she's gonna keep it or not. So if it stays in purgatory and doesn't get used at all, or you decide you're really not feeling it anymore, or you just have too many, and it's not you love more decks. Sorry for my speech. I do have a speech impediment, so sometimes I just stutter and I mispronounce my words, and I misput my words, and sometimes I just stop in like the middle of a sentence, or like there's like breaks, like big breaks in between the way that I speak, and people get confused. It is confusing. It confuses me, but I do have autism, selective mutism, and so it's hard to speak. It's hard for me to speak. It just is. So this deck is, I think, the Lost Woods. The Secret Woods Oracle. It's very, very cute. Got a Recluse card, Recharge Your Soul. Let me see how it shuffles. I haven't used this too much. Had this, I want to say, like for a year. Herbalist, connect with plant magic. Yeah, I just like it a lot. Like, it has beautiful imagery. I watch a few readers, over the course of the years, different ones, but I've never seen anybody use this deck, and I really, really like it. Alright, next deck is the Hieronymus Abash. This one is very intense. I actually almost decluttered it, and I kept it in my drawer for about a year. Then I'm just really called to the imagery. It is very intense, and I think I just needed to unlock that inside of me and go more intuitive into how I interpret the cards. Also, another technique that the cussing card slinger used is she put into categories like what she was going to use for her clients and what she prefers to use for herself. This one I would prefer to probably just stick to using for myself. I like to use it in my videos as well, just because it has very intense imagery, and it has more than just the tarot suits in it. So the King of Swords, powerful person, a teacher, harsh lessons. I don't know if this is okay. Okay, what's next? Oh, I forgot to say, I will be keeping this one. And I will also be keeping this one as well. And I just love the edges. Like, look how beautiful that is. Anyways, okay. Now, on to the Spiral Tarot. This one I got a few years back for my birthday. It shuffles really well. It's like it's not a mini, but it's a miniature size, like naturally. Naturally. But I really like how it shuffles. Judgment. Bump, 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 bump. What's the judgment on this? I'm keeping it. Next is this deck. This is the Cats. Something the Cats. And I impulsively bought it. Didn't really like it at first. Regretted buying it. And now I figured out how I like to use it. And this really is a deck like specifically for kind of like reading out energies, like certain energies that are around you, especially personalities. Not for reading specific people. I don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. But if somebody's energy comes into play, you know, being able to read the energy. It's not about reading a person, it's about reading the energy. Well, in certain cases it is. Okay, I am going to keep this for now. I've been liking to use it recently in my videos. So yeah, this one is a butterfly deck. I've had this. This was, I think, one of my very first decks that I got back in 2019, 2020. Be true to you. Let me see how this shuffles. Adult children. So yeah, I like how it has different things. It has different topics. Take the next step now, leaving, heavenly signs, realization and epiphanies, self-care, get some rest, seeking and finding, keep the faith, sentimental feelings, windfall. So this one I haven't used in quite a long time, but I've been using more recently. As you can see, like, they're gilded gold on the side, but like you can tell, like, it's so worn. Like, I've used this deck so much. So yeah, next I have 2 decks in here. I'm only going to show you one of them because the other one, I thought about showing my my man's decks, but I'm gonna keep them all, so they don't really need to be shown. That was one that that's one of his. The next one I have is the Steampunk Tarot Mini. I love the size of this. I was kind of like not feeling the size of it at first, and sometimes it's really tricky. Like, I had to break it more in because it just is so slippery. Like, it's more easy to handle now, but especially for its mini size and its slipperiness, it definitely has been hard to get a handle on, but I love shuffling it. You know, once I got kind of a grip on it, like, and just, I mean, steampunk, most of these are upside down, but like, that's so cool. I love steampunk. Sun, strength, 2 of Cups. I love this 2 of Cups. It's got to be one of my favorite 2 of Cups that I have. But yes, definitely keep that. Now this, I have no idea what this is. These decks over here are, I don't know if you can see, but these decks I have over here are decks that I've already decluttered, decided that I'm not going to keep, and now I'm going to use them again and still see if I feel the same way about it. This is the Essential Tarot by Chloe Zarka Grisnier. Now that I got this quite a long time ago as well. I would say about 4 or 5 years ago. And I have barely used it. You can tell it's still like very boxy, very yeah, just together. I do like the colors, but it's a little too plain for me, the imageries. Some of you may feel differently. It does give Bridgerton a little bit to me, which is quite beautiful, but, and it is very beautiful. I love the color schemes, and especially love the Lovers. This is probably my favorite card in this deck. And the Ten of Swords is pretty beautiful too. Let me shuffle it a little bit more. I know it's a little bit too boxy, like it's very hard to hold, but again, very beautiful. Ace of Wands, Ten of Wands, King of Cups, Page of Wands, and Knight of Wands. And it's a fairly feminine Knight of Wands, which I appreciate. I just do. I love some androgyny, some gender fluidity, and then the moon on the bottom. I still think I am going to keep with my decision and say goodbye to this deck. I think somebody else will love it so much more. I do have to find the box for it though. But right now I'm going to put this in here and just put it to the side. And the decluttering, this I really liked. I just wasn't using it very much. I had used it so much in the beginning of my journey. Seek the Truth, Trust. This is a very, I feel like I've seen a fair amount of readers have this deck. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. And I do really love it. I love, you know, the Shamrock-esque, the heart chakra. I just, again, it's very bulky. Opportunity beckons. Oh, do I put this in the perjury? Perjury? I'm sorry. Perjury. Excuse me? The purgatory. Should I put it in purgatory, y'all? I should put it in purgatory, I think. To the one person that's in here watching, thank you. I just checked on, like, if anybody's in here. Only one person is, but I appreciate you. And don't feel pressured to stay if you don't want to, truly. But I appreciate you being here. I'm going to put this in purgatory for now and see if I reach for it. So just put that here. This is another deck that I really was drawn to in the beginning of my journey, which was around 2020. That's not when it officially started, but my use of tarot and oracle started mainly around there. This is by, who's this by? Okay, it literally doesn't say. Oh, Los Scarabeo. I have a few, no, I have a pretty good amount of decks from Los Scarabeo. But this deck I was really drawn to, and I just was disappointed. I mean, I guess I couldn't freaking read because I didn't realize that it was so little cards. Like, look at that. That's barely anything. But I guess I wasn't freaking looking. I wasn't looking. These I have written on. So these I don't think I can sell. I'll probably have to trade with a friend or something. And for that, I do regret writing on certain cards. But also, I'm like, should I put this in the purgatory and use it for like more like astrological kind of shit? It does have the planets in here as well, like Uranus, Uranus, Saturnus, Jupiter, Neptunus, Mars, where are you? Just because Mars is my favorite. Mercurius, Mars. Alright. They shuffle well, though. and this could give me more insight on like astrological stuff. Aquarius and Sagittarius, I see and I know. And Venus and Aquarius, Venus and Sagittarius. I know this is an inner reading, but you could be Venus in Aquarius or Sagittarius. I am going to put this in Purga. Now, this was my very first tarot deck, the Cat Tarot. This one, oh my gosh, I barely use this anymore, but you can tell I have so used it. Like, if you could feel this, it is jagged. It's smooth. It's, there ain't no sharp edges to it. It's very, I do miss using this deck. This and the Death card are my favorites. The Hierophant. The Devil. Five of Wands. These I did write on too, so I'm kind of like, And they're very dirty. I would never sell these. I think I would keep these in keepsake, to be honest. So I'll keep them in purgatory for now to see if I get more use out of them. But if I don't, I'll just put them in my keepsake box. This is the Cat Tarot by Megan Lee Colt. Alright, this deck I had very, very high hopes for. This is by Kat Pierce, The Wandering Star. And I do like the imagery. I just ended up not liking it as much as I wanted. But, like, look how cool this is. It's so freaking cool. There's, like, no reason why I shouldn't like it. Because every single thing, like, look at that. And then it says, like, what it is around. Like the Hierophant, ritual, ceremony, tradition, structure, knowledge, wisdom, teacher. Like, it's so beautiful. Love that Death card. I just feel like somebody else would use it so much more. For some reason, I just don't gravitate to it. And there are definitely a lot more decks that, I feel like favor. Not favor me as in, like, oh my gosh, that's my bitch. That's my bitch. But, like, they just, if you're a reader, like, how the energy of a tarot deck or an oracle deck reacts to your energy, and you work together. Some of them some of them respond better than others. Not to say desire, obsession, fear, and shadow. And you can sort of ask yourself, why is that? Because sometimes there is something deeper there. Sometimes it's your perception. And sometimes it's just you work better with other cards. And we don't need every card deck in the universe, Like, actually, we don't really need card decks at all. But we like to use them. And they're a way of being on your self journey, on your spiritual journey, connecting with God, connecting with your spirit guides. It's just so beautiful. I found myself kept going through because it was just so beautiful to look at. But I really don't gravitate towards using this. There is a universe inside of you. I do love that. So I will be decluttering this deck. Okay, what's in here? Oh, this is the Garden Dragons. These are so freaking cute. And I have written on these. I don't know why I don't use them. Oh, they're so freaking cute, y'all. They're so cute. And it's got great energy to it. I just multitask. Coconut Dragon. Will I use these more? See, just look at that reaction. that it's very patience and gather. Okay. Okay. I'm hearing I could use these more towards when I'm using with my friends. Radish dragon. Okay. I'll keep. And alright. So yes, keep, put in purgatory. This is another dragon deck. I have used this so much. I wish they gave a better box, honestly. Because I do like to keep my boxes. I don't like to throw this shit out. This deck I am going to give to my best friend because I love this deck. It's so cool. It's so intense. And you know, if y'all watch me, you know that I like intense. I like intensity. And they shuffle so well. It's also another deck that I don't find myself gravitating towards. Like, this is very specific energy. This is not an everyday deck to me. Page of Wands and 10 of Wands. King of Wands. I do think my friend will get way more out of this deck than I do. And we already made that agreement, like when I first got it. She said, bitch, if you ever get rid of that deck, give it to me. I'm like, damn straight, King of Coins. It's just so beautiful. There's one card in this deck that I really love. Strength, the Chariot, oh, the Lovers. That one. And I think the Hermit is my favorite. Let me find it. The Sun. Oh, Ace of Swords is pretty epic. All of them are so epic, truly. Hermit. Hold on. Oh, the High Priestess. Look at that. The Empress with the little baby dragon? Okay, here's the Hermit. It's got that lantern, the Star of David, or the Merkaba. I'm pretty sure it's the Star of David, though. But yeah. So I'll still stay with my decision because even though it's a beautiful deck, and I want to, I want to keep all of them, but I can't. And that's just a waste. Like, other people can, use these decks more. I need to stop with the hoarding energy. It's, like, really fucking bad. Okay, anyways. So this deck I ain't never getting rid of because it was my ancestors. She was studying, I think, German? Because these are all kinds of fruits and vegetables in German. But y'all can let me know. If y'all are German or no German, if this is not German, please let me know. Mandel. Weintraub. Urschwam. Hafer. Maize. Apricot. Lindsay. Wick. Erdbeer? What the? I'm sorry. It's hard for me to speak English. So it's I think I will, if I actually sit down and I learn another language, I think I actually could be better at another language than English because English has never made fucking sense to me. It has never made sense to me. But this deck is so cute. I love the imagery. I love that it was my ancestors. It makes that so sentimental to me. And just so cool that these are like from like freaking like the 20s, bro. Like, okay, maybe not the, no, that would be accurate. That would be accurate because my grandmother was born in the 20s. So then these were her mothers, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, it could have even been earlier than the 1920s. But yeah, love this color too. All right. Next deck. Oh, did I mention I'm not getting rid of? Oh, I'm not getting rid of this. What was that? Gilbert Kulenschwim Steinpils 6/6. Okay, this deck I'm definitely keeping as well. If y'all follow me, y'all have seen this deck since the beginning of my channel. I thrifted these and then these playing cards of birds, and then I just Googled the spiritual meanings of all the birds and wrote them on there. And so I don't use this as much as I used to, and I want to start using it again. Keeping. All right, this deck I'm gonna keep as well. This was one of my first decks as well. This my mom already had. I found it in her drawer. The bitch never used it, so I said, guess mine. And so I was like, you know what? These are like oracles. My love is limitless. One of the bonuses about loving myself is that I get to feel good. These are by Louise Hay, or Louise L. Hay. I always do it backwards. Damn. Okay. Anyways, so next we're getting into more of my playing cards. This deck, I don't know why, but I cannot get rid of it to save my life. Because I don't even know what this is called, but I've had it since I was a kid. And then when I found them again, I was like, oh my gosh, I can use those in my readings. But to be honest, they're hard to shuffle. Well, they don't seem that hard to shuffle, but they're hard to hold. And they're so skinny and like weirdly shaped that like I don't ever gravitate to these. But they're so cute. And I'm gonna say that with every freaking card. But it's so cool. You know, it's a card deck. It's a card deck. I might just put it with like gameplay stuff. Cause am I gonna use this for readings? Let me be realistic. Because I have a few other cat decks. Am I gonna reach for this one or am I gonna reach for the other one? I'm probably gonna reach for the other one. So I'll put that over here. This must be over here. All right. This deck. Oh, found more of the cats. This is from Harry Potter World. I don't want to get rid of this, but I don't use this. It's so cool though, and I feel like I had a dream of always wanting something from Harry Potter World, and then I got to finally go for the first time. A few years back with my bestie. Like, this is I definitely wanted to get something from there. And then when I saw they had playing cards, I was like, oh yes. So these have really cute witches on them. And then they got like the fucking unicorn for the damn suits. And what's this one? An owl. And what's this one? A cat. And what's this one? A hare. And what's this one? A fucking unicorn. What's this one? A squid. Whatever that is. And a moth. And a owl. And a bat. And a bee, bitch. And another moth. So it's got really cool things. And then the king. Queen. Oh, and they got like a... That's not a ferret. That's... Badger? Is that a badger? I don't know. But it's really, really cool. I like it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it for channeling because I really don't reach for it in that way. I'll just put it to the side with the other cat playing cards. This deck. This I haven't used as much. I need to. I want to. This is the Menagerie. This is another deck that I've never seen any other, like, person have. I found it at my local antique shop, actually, which was like, whoa. But it was like this antique shop where anybody can rent out. So like it had like a section like where somebody rented it out and then put a bunch of like crystals in there, like obviously like bought off like a website. Very fast fashion-y, coming into the or not fast fashion, but there's a certain word for it where it's not ethically sourced. It's not ethically sourced. I could be making assumptions, but they had like price stamps on from a whole nother like store. And then I looked up the store online, and it's very like bougie, like beige kind of place. But this deck I will be keeping, because I think it's from the deck itself is from a local artist, which is really cool. So I will be keeping that. This deck ain't going nowhere, bitch. It ain't going nowhere. These my kin fold. This is the Fairy Oracle deck. Singer of the Chalice himself. The Retriever. Excuse me, what does that say? I don't read cursive very well. The Piper, just a lot of very cool imagery. Louis the Wild, Louis, the Hobbyab, Fairies of the Future, Singer of Intuition, Singer of Transformation. Okay, I do hope that I have enough space on my phone. I mean, my battery for this. I am gonna keep that. That is all that I have right now. Or should I bring a few more over? Let me see what time. 32. No, you know, I think it's... I think I'll end it here. You know, I think I'll end it here. Bye-bye.